Good morning guys, Ellie here from Next Chapter Homestead, and as you can see I'm back in the kitchen. But today's a little bit different, so I thought I'd take you on a little bit of a strange journey with me. At least it's not strange to me, I just think it's might not be the content you are familiar with. So what I'm doing is I'm essentially working my way from the one side of my house through to the other, and I am decluttering and I'm spring cleaning. I like to do this before the festive season actually hits, because then it affords me the opportunity to enjoy my holidays with my family. So I'm taking the time now and I'm literally spring cleaning, especially on the days that are a little bit muggy. Like today we've been experiencing a couple of overcast days where it's slightly chilly but not really cold anymore. But I like to take that time and utilize it where it needs to be, and today it needs to be in this kitchen. So I have a few projects that I'm going to be tackling, some big, some small, and yeah, life has happened, so areas of my kitchen have become neglected, and I want to get that all done before the actual food producing season is here, because I have expectations of having to can and freeze goods, and I need the space, and I want to know what I have and what I need to stock up on. Like, I know for a fact that we've run through a lot of our pickled chilies. I think we've only got 2 bottles left, and we have no chilies on our actual bushes at the moment, so it's a little bit concerning. But I like to take stock of what I have in the kitchen going into the growing season and throughout the producing season, so that I know what we can use from out the garden and how we're going to use it in the kitchen. Let's see what we get through today. This is what we're working with in our kitchen at the moment. So I'll start on the top. Up here I have it's my toolbox full of like cooking utensils, things that we don't necessarily need duplicates of, but we have, and I'm not willing to get rid of, as well as a few of my hotel school items are still in that box just for safekeeping. Then along the top we have glass bottles that we use, sometimes for kombucha, sometimes for milk. And then over here we've got like bulk items that we can keep on hand that we will use, things like rice, sampan beans, flour, Rice Krispies, popcorn, tea. Over here we've got our microwave and our coffee set up, Dunkin's coffee, my coffee, sugar and tea. Nice and simple. Then along the actual counter surface itself we have our air fryer. Unfortunately that stays where it is, and if you look just behind it, that is our battery area. That's where we charge our batteries, so that we've got some sort of lighting when there's load shedding. Right, on the actual counter itself, there are a lot of items that will be staying, but I'll show you that once we get there. Then in these 3 drawers, they will stay the same, bar the top one. The top one needs to be reorganized. This is actually our knife and fork drawer, and it's a little bit overcrowded, and I need to find a home for some of these lids. Right, the other 2 drawers just contain plastic bags and cling wrap and the utensils you need in order to preserve things and freeze things. Then right at the bottom we've got another drawer that holds all of our dishcloths. Then here we've got our dinner plates and bowls and all the good things. This is the cupboard we use the most probably. And then down here we've got a cupboard full of Tupperware and some of our appliances. These 4 cupboards over here are essentially our pantry, and they were packed neatly yesterday. I say neatly, they're not organized and picturesque like most people on the internet. They are just full and a little bit more organized so that I know where things are, so that I'm not struggling in my own kitchen. If we carry on around here, we have our sink, and if we carry on turning, we have our stove area. And yes, this is a little bit of a question mark, but if you have questions, drop them in the comments and I'll answer them. We do have 2 stoves, and yes, they both work. Then we have our very cool fridge that is right next to our chicken area. Then behind me is the freezer, and the dehydrator, and my shelf full of jars. So this is the area that I'm going to be working in first, and as you can see, it's a little bit of a catch-all. It does look worse than what it is, so let's take this little corner and turn it into something. Right, so the way I think I'm going to handle this situation is I'm just going to clear everything off and repack it back neatly. This I will not apologize for, because in all honesty I don't think I'm ever going to learn my lesson. There are seeds scattered throughout this house, and it doesn't matter how neatly I pack them. When you look again, you'll find more seeds. More seeds. Right, so this is currently our egg collection setup. So normally what happens is this particular tray of eggs sits here, and every day the 1 or 2 eggs that we do get, we will put in here. At the moment we're only receiving 1 egg a day because Mildred was hatching out the chicks. After I've collected eggs, I will then just put the eggs that we've collected in here. When I put them in here though, I always put them pointy side down. This is just a little tip from me. Essentially what that does is it causes the air bubble to go to this particular round part of the egg, and then your yolk sits more in the center of your egg, so that when you do go to crack them to fry them or boil them, whatever the case is, your yolk will actually stay more centered in your egg, and it's less likely to connect itself to the eggshell and break. So what I do is I fill this little section until we can't anymore, and then I have a spare tray which is currently empty, and that will sit on the top over here. So when those eggs are full, this one can then come down and sit comfortably there, no problems. I also have a couple of chicken antibiotic backups and some electrolytes for the girls should we need them, and those things I am going to put in this basket along with my egg trays and my next chapter Homestead stickers for my egg cartons, so that if anybody needs eggs from me, they can have some. And then just lastly, the speaker, and in all honesty this is more for me than for anybody else, because I don't like complete silence, so generally there's music blaring when I'm doing anything. Well, that's the entire contents of the freezer bar, that one drawer. I'm just going to quickly clean up those 2 drawers that I've taken out, and then I can put them back and reorganize them and try and get as much of this in there as possible. So far what I've done is I've actually cleaned out the chest freezer and reorganized that, and I have also organized our small fridge freezer. So the freezers are now sorted and everything is organized so that I know where all my things are. So now what I'm doing is I am just cutting up the herbs that I harvested the other day onto the dehydrator shelf, and I'm going to put them in the dehydrator so that they can be working while I'm working. These herbs are for our mixed herb blend that we make. So all I did was I went outside and I harvested garlic chives, some spring onions, as well as some thyme, parsley and oregano. And I'm just going to mix them all up on the shelf together because they are going to be blended up together anyway. Now that our herbs are done, we're going to put them back in the dehydrator. I just want to shift these over slightly and put in some calendula flowers. The last of the produce that we've got to deal with, we have got some zucchinis that need to be dealt with, some tomatoes that are ripening on the counter, and some eggplant that has been reserved for marinated eggplant for dunks. And I'm going to be letting go of my kombucha, and if and when I'm ready to do it, I will start again and I'll take you on that journey. Hey guys, so this is the final product. We have a nice neat kitchen, and unfortunately I did put my camera down, but my parents had come to visit and they actually brought me a gift, and they gifted me this amazing gas stove and oven, which I am incredibly grateful for because now I get to cook on a level surface every night. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. I really do appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to come and spend it with me. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye, guys.